You know that feeling when you're about to speak English and you freeze? Because you're not sure if you should use say or tell, or speak or talk. You're not alone. This is one of the most common points of confusion for English learners worldwide, and today we're going to fix it for good. Welcome to Speak Like a Native.
Hey everyone, I'm Leo.
And I'm Maya. Leo, I have a question for you. Imagine you're at a coffee shop and you want to ask the barista for a latte. Which sentence feels right to you? I want to say him I need a latte, or I want to tell him I need a latte.
I hear both, I think, but tell him sounds a little better. I'm not totally sure.
That hesitation is the exact feeling we're going to eliminate today, because you're right, tell him is correct. And by the end of this episode, you'll know why it's correct, and you'll never have to guess again. This is Word Power, Episode 12, the clear difference between say, tell, speak, and talk.
Let's get into it.
Okay, let's start with the pair that causes the most trouble, say and tell. The golden rule, the one you can tattoo on your brain, not literally please, is this: you tell someone something. You say something. The word tell almost always has a listener attached to it. You tell a person. You tell your friend. You tell the teacher.
So tell needs a receiver.
Exactly. Say is more about the words themselves. You say words, you say a sentence, you say hello. You don't say someone. You say something to someone. That little preposition to is often the clue.
Can you give us a real-life example?
Absolutely. Imagine you're leaving a voicemail for your boss. You wouldn't say, I called to say you all be late. That sounds wrong, right?
Yeah, it does.
You would say, I called to tell you I'll be late. Or, I called to say that I'll be late. Both work, but tell you is more direct and common. Here's another. In a meeting, your colleague shares a great idea. Later, you want to credit them. You say, I want to tell the manager about your idea. Or, I want to say to the manager that it was your idea.
Okay, I see the pattern. Tell plus the person. Say plus the words, sometimes with to before the person.
Perfect. Now, here's a classic mistake I hear from learners of many backgrounds. Spanish speakers, for example, might directly translate disar and use say for everything. A Chinese speaker might struggle because the distinction isn't as strong in their language, so they might say, he said me goodbye, instead of the correct he said goodbye to me, or he told me goodbye.
I've definitely said he said me before.
And that's okay. That's why we're here. Let's practice. I'll give you a scenario. You and your friend Anna are planning dinner. You need to give her the restaurant address. Complete this sentence. I need to alles horas Anna the address.
I need to tell Anna the address.
Perfect. Why?
Because Anna is the person. I'm telling her something. The address is the something.
Excellent. Now, what if you're just practicing the address out loud to yourself, no Anna around? I need to source the address out loud to memorize it.
I need to say the address out loud. No person involved, just the words.
Bingo, you're getting it. Now, this rule has a few best friends. These are called collocations, words that love to hang out together. Foretell, you often tell. A story, a joke, a lie. The truth, the time. A secret. You tell these things to people.
Can you tell me a story? Don't tell anyone my secret.
Yes. For say, you often say, hello, goodbye, thank you, sorry, yes, no, something, nothing. She said hello, he said nothing.
This is starting to feel much clearer. But what about speak and talk? They feel similar.
They do, and in many cases you can use them interchangeably. But there are subtle differences that make you sound more polished. Think of speak as a bit more formal, skilled, or one way. You speak a language, you don't talk English, you speak English.
Right. I speak Spanish and a little French.
Exactly. Also, you give a speech, you don't give a talk in that very formal sense. Well, you can give a talk, but it's often less formal than a speech. Speak can also imply authority or a one-sided flow of information. The CEO will speak to the employees. A doctor might speak with a patient about their health.
And talk?
Talk is more casual, conversational, and two-way. It's about an exchange. You have a talk with your friend. You talk on the phone for hours. You make small talk. If you say, "Can I talk to you for a minute?" it sounds more informal and collaborative than "Can I speak to you for a minute?" which might sound a bit more serious or formal.
So if I call a company and say, hello, I'd like to talk to the manager, is that wrong?
Not wrong at all. It's perfectly fine. But if you say, "I'd like to speak to the manager," it might sound slightly more formal or assertive. The difference is small, but it's there. Here's a bigger difference. We use talk about for discussing topics. Let's talk about the project. We don't usually speak about things in everyday conversation, though it's not incorrect.
What about speak up? Like, please speak up. I can't hear you.
Great phrase. That means to talk louder. We don't say talk up in that way. And here's a fun one. If someone is giving away a secret, you say don't tell. But if someone is revealing private information in a conversation, you might say, "She has a big mouth, she talks too much." The nuance is that tell is often deliberate information sharing, while talk can be more general chit chat that accidentally reveals things.
So tell is for spies and talk is for gossips?
Haha! That's one way to put it. Not a perfect rule, but a funny image to remember. Now get ready, because I'm about to set up a classic trap, and I bet you'll hear learners make this mistake all the time. Leo, imagine you're my student. I'm your teacher, Maya. You come to me after class.
Okay, I'm ready.
Hello, Leo. Did you need something?
Hi, Maya. Yes, I wanted to say you that I finished the homework.
Ah, did you hear it? That's the classic mistake. I wanted to say you that. What should it be?
Oh, I just said it. I should have said I wanted to tell you that I finished the homework. Or I wanted to say that I finished the homework. I added the you directly after say.
Exactly. That's the number one error. You never say you. It's either tell you or say to you. That one little pattern is a huge marker of natural English. Nail that, and you'll sound so much more fluent.
That's a great tip. So, to recap before we practice, tell person, say words. Maybe tell person. Speak is for languages and formal situations. Talk is for casual conversations.
Beautiful summary. Now, let's put it into practice with some rapid fire scenarios. I'll describe a situation and you give me the correct sentence. Ready?
Ready.
Scenario 1. Your phone is ringing, but your hands are full. You want your roommate to answer it and find out who's calling. What do you say?
Can you answer that and tell me who it is?
Perfect. Tell me. Scenario 2. You're in a library and your friend is being too loud. You need them to be quiet.
Shh. Please don't talk so loud. Or please don't speak so loudly.
Both work. Don't talk so loud is very casual. Don't speak so loudly is a bit more formal, maybe what the librarian would say. Good. Scenario 3. You're introducing yourself in an international online group. You want to share your languages.
I speak Mandarin, and I'm learning to speak English.
Excellent use of speak. Scenario 4. You overheard some office gossip, but you promise not to share it. Your curious coworker asks you.
I can't tell you. It's a secret.
Perfect. You're on fire. Now, here's a tricky one that combines them. You're at a party and you see your friend across the room having a deep conversation with someone. You ask another friend about it later.
I saw Maria at the party. Who was she talking to? Or who was she speaking with?
Both are completely correct. Talking to might imply a more casual chat. Speaking with might imply a more serious or engaged conversation. But the difference is tiny. You use both perfectly.
This is really helpful. It's less about rigid rules and more about the feeling of the word.
Exactly. It's about the image the word creates. Tell creates an image of information moving from you to a specific person. Say creates an image of the words coming out of your mouth. Speak creates an image of skill or formality. Talk creates an image of two people bouncing ideas back and forth.
That makes it so much easier to remember.
Now for our listener challenge. I want everyone listening to think of one thing they need to communicate today. Maybe it's I need to tell my boss the report is done. Or I want to say thank you to my neighbor. or I should talk to my sister about our plans. Pause us if you need to and say your sentence out loud. Make sure you've chosen the right verb. Practice it now. Got it? Great. Now, here's your mission. Before the day ends, actually use that sentence in real life, or write it in a text or email. Make today's lesson real.
And if you want more real life practice like this, make sure you're subscribed to Speak Like a Native. We drop new lessons every single day to help you build your English confidence bit by bit.
Absolutely. Subscribing is the best way to make sure you don't miss the next Word Power episode, where we'll tackle another set of confusing verbs. Can you guess what they might be?
Make and do?
You read my mind. That's our next big one, so subscribe and hit the bell.
Before we go, Maya, what's the one memorable takeaway for today? The one sentence to remember?
Today's rule: you tell someone something, you say something. Swap say me for tell me, and you'll instantly sound more natural.
Love it. You tell someone something, you say something.
Perfect. Thanks for listening, everyone. Keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye for now.